welcome to Story Time. Today we are reading another book that's a little bit similar to the Three Little Pigs, and it's a little bit similar to the Three Little Javelinas, but this one's going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be really funny and really silly, so make sure you're ready for it. This story is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, as told by John Chietzka, and the pictures, the illustrations, are done by Lane Smith, but look up here. It also says it's by a wolf. So it's kind of silly. I don't know if a wolf is writing this or John Chietzka. We'll have to see. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault that wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think that you were big and bad too. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. And then this page says, this is the real story. We'll have to see what happens. Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny, and I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't just want to walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch, and I felt a sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. What do you think happened to the house? And you know what? The whole straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little bit better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. So I rang the bell on the stick house. Ding dong. You can see maybe he heard that ring. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And he called back, go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs of my chinny chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on, and I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you are not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail, Wolf's honor. Now, you know how food will spoil if you just leave it in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called out, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. But he just wouldn't give it to me, not even one little cup for my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. And I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Achoo! And the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. I don't know if that was very kind. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing, achoo, and making a real scene. And the rest, as they say, is history. And you can see in the newspaper here, it says, Big Bad Wolf. And it says, I'll huff and I'll puff. And then it says, now it's back to the story. The news reporters found out about the other two pigs I had for dinner, and they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of the huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me to be this big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? You can see there's the wolf asking, and there's a little pig, and he's frowning, and it looks like the answer is no. So this is kind of a different story from the first two. It's from the wolf's perspective, so it's a little bit different and a little bit silly. But thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!